What's up, viewers? Super cool that you're watching a new episode of TwinsTV again. What a picture this is on. Lambo turned out to be. Today, in this episode, we are going to continue with our engine, which you all have been waiting for so long. And we are going to modify our exhaust system, and you will hear why in a moment. We're at NBA Customs in Utgeest. So this was also mentioned by one of the viewers as the exhaust specialist in the vicinity of Amsterdam. Who are you? Tell us something about yourself. I am Max, I am Matt.
And we build custom exhaust.
Music. You also hung up an example. This
Is indeed.
real craftsmanship.
We will modify a customer's exhaust further.
Look at those weld seams.
For a moment. We with PyCuts?
PyCuts is actually just, many welding companies use ready-made welding bends. Those are just 90 degrees.
Welding bends. Those
Are just actually for sale like that, right?
Exactly, they cut a piece off and then they have the bend.
So we all use short parts. Short bends, so you can determine the angle of your bend yourself. And the hit is all material.
clear. It.
Gets tougher, so it can't pull anymore. And you eventually hang up miswritten tips.
But why are we going to the contestant?
Remove.
The reason we do this is because a common problem with the Gallardo is that the honeycomb can be sucked back into the cylinder space if some kind of vacuum is created when the engine is turned off, damaging the cylinder wall. In addition, a lot of heat is generated in the engine compartment, and you want to keep your engine compartment as cool as possible for maximum power. And we don't want any more
A fire?
in the car, so we're going to get it out. And of course, we keep a bit of the original looks because yes, for the RDW inspection, he actually just needs a cat. But yes, I have immense confidence in these boys. Let's examine how they'll accomplish this. Let's go.
Well, here you can actually already see that. Here he is already starting to break free, and of course this continues further and further.
They are all thin layers rolled up against each other.
If that goes back into the engine, then that's not good, of course. No, certainly not.
Here.
You can see it. This is actually all, they are already starting to close because this is no longer flowing, actually.
So he's resisting that pressure. He's resisting that pressure. Yes,
Could be
that something has already been pulled back. Let's hope it's not.
Like that.
He was kicked hard because it was a circuit car, right? Then it makes sense. This one looks much better. That's all I have to say about it. Oh, we'll leave it at that. Huh.
We also come across some unusual exhausts every now and then. People have tried something themselves there. We have our wall of shame here.
That's what we call it.
Well, then you come across these kind of strange things. That's my job, so to speak. Look, like here. Someone already had a hole. They just welded a bolt in there. Yeah, this is just not what you want.
Unbelievable.
Yes, that's possible. I hope not.
That it turns out that way. That's how things go.
Either.
No, you will see later how good these guys can weld. Not normal, that's why we of course go to them. I just welded it shut, but in such a way. So that's what we're gonna do.
Not do. Everything is going to be fine.
They have delivered excellent welding work. It looks great. Satisfied? Absolutely. Big thanks to Mart and Mats. Check out their Instagram account, guys. Especially if you want to contact them. They weld everything, not just exhausts. We will hand this in. Thanks a lot, guys. We're back in the workshop. And oh, how great are those guys at NBJ Cushions. They are real champions. And what a beautiful welding job they have done. Let's now continue with our engine block. We have a lot of dismantling work to do. I'm so excited, boy, because this also needs to be tackled. Yes, everything that is corroded and rusted is replaced, or powder-coated painted is completely restored, right? Shall we give this a different color than black?
Yes, because I believe the new Hurricanes have this in a kind of gold-brownish tint.
No?
It's bronze.
Color, yes. So I personally think it's thick. It's super quick to change, too, because such an intake is actually quite easy to attach. So if we want to change it in the future, we can always make it black again. Bronze would be super cool, but not for this episode. Definitely something to consider, though. Let's get started. We'll begin by taking apart the throttle bodies. I'm excited for it. You have to start somewhere.
Music. 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 Music.
Guys, as you can see, we've been busy disassembling all the parts that are on the block. This is necessary to reach everywhere, to clean it up, to refurbish it nicely. On this side of the block, so the left side, almost everything is broken. As you've also seen, we've just bent the cold tree. I've disassembled the fuel glasses without actually loosening the injectors. I did this to prevent any debris from falling into the block. These injectors are beyond saving anyway, so it doesn't matter if something falls in here. I must say everything is coming off just a bit stiff. And of course, we're doing our best not to break those copies, those torque copies, Torque 25, Torque 30, because then it only takes longer. So yes, we're making good progress. We did find something remarkable on the other side. Indeed, we're going to take a moment. The other side. So yes, as you just saw in the images, I have disassembled the heat protector of the coils. And what immediately struck me was that 1, 2, 3, 4, all the plugs are just broken. So that means that they could actually vibrate off, causing you to have no ignition in that cylinder. Indeed, so that's a bit remarkable to see it. Disappointing, actually, that someone who has tinkered with this has actually almost broken all the plugs on this side. Unfortunately, we are not going to buy new cable banks for this side, because they are quite expensive. We can try to replace these heads according to... I think you can order those heads at the dealer so you can...
Connect the plug.
Can replace. Just can register. We have a piece of cable harness here that I'm going to dismantle. And then we actually have almost all.
Electronics from...
The block is removed, revealing a very thick intake path as we continue dismantling it. Let's go.
Music!
Music.
The Lamborghini V10 engine is fantastic. It responds very well to tuning. We only have inline engines. That's all we have. Actually have experience with. But such a V10 works so nicely. And guys, I'm taking you to the inside. You've seen how clean the valve is. I'm very satisfied with it. I must say this is because the injector is located above the valve, and therefore the valve stays clean. And so you have engines, the new type of engines that have the injector in the cylinder space. So it is then injected directly into the cylinder space, and as a result you get a lot of valve carbon on top of your valve, but this looks super good.
Out. Better yet.
Good news that we are going to deliver the block. Definitely good news, but check out how much salt is on this. This is really not normal. So we are now going to close all those holes so that nothing can fall in, and then we are obviously going to clean this completely. Really looking forward to it. Let's go.
Hey.
Unfortunately, our day is already over. We have done a lot of work. We have mainly done a lot of cleaning work again. That just takes a lot of time. Guys, it looks good, but it's not normal. We're not quite there yet.
But if...
You had seen what it looked like, you would see that it was a Sahara.
Indeed, so much.
Sand and salt were present, but quite a lot could still happen to this one. Look then, still quite a lot of powder extinguisher and corrosion, of course. Of course, we are going to spray the valve covers again. We're going to spray that intake again. Because yes, we're not going to leave it like that, of course. Yes, there will be new sensors, a new little belt, and a new little tensioner in the future. It's all going to be fine.
No.
Now exactly what we need to order, we now indeed have a list. Of which we know this is what we need, and we're going to work on that. Look boys, Daniel, do you want to show the inside how it turned out? Sure.
No, because...
Max van Spouterij Press, he really did a great job. Indeed, this is a bit dirty, show the inside too, because he also completely...
Processed, yes.
Look at that, guys, completely tight. What is still black in the corner, we will clean completely with a steel brush, scouring pad, so that it actually gets a very nice aluminum color again like there. And also...
The inside, guys, check this.
No need for inner plating anymore. This is just the Super Legera. Indeed, the Super Legera, that stands for super light, I understood correct. And then it has a certain part, it does not have to just make it lighter. So ours is also a Super Legera indeed. We are still going to give this a different color. As I just asked, should we make this bronze? Yes or no? It is of course not a Hurricane engine, but how brutal would it be? And if
You threw this.
glass is going to look, you just see that it is copper or bronze or...
Yes,
Just don't know what else to say than this. We have learned a lot, of course, again from that V10, and our valves look super good, so I just have all the confidence that this little engine can be saved.
Yes.
So guys, if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe because that supports us the most, and give a thumbs up and leave a comment. Don't follow us on Instagram, twins.tv_. There you see content that doesn't end up on YouTube. We mainly post on our storyline. See you next week with a new episode. Until then.